right, Chris. We are going to now segue into. I gotta go ahead and say the craziest game of the year. And I thought the Indiana Penn State game was the craziest one of the year. It definitely had the craziest catch of the
Craziest catch,
season.
yeah.
But this one, yeah, I think this one took the cake. Texas A&M. What what was Texas A&M? What did Vegas have Texas A&M? Wasn't they like a 19 and a half point
19 and a
favorite or
half point
something?
favorites.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To beat South Carolina, Chris, by halftime, that game was 30-3 in
They
College
were
Station.
VPs. They were a both ends bet.
Yeah.
We just knew that A&M had this.
we thought they had it nipped in the bud. South Carolina was like, no, we gonna make it very interesting. We gonna make it very interesting. And what do you know? After halftime, Chris, they come out and look at there. 31-30 was your final in this game. Texas A&M found they fought like hell. They found every little ounce of dignity and will that they had, Chris, to come back from behind to win this game. And man, they did it in style. At that point, I was sold at that point. I have all season I have doubted Texas A&M handling business on a week to week basis, and they have found ways to win games consistently at this point. Now, I gotta give them my props. This is a playoff team. This is a team that knows how to come from behind and win ball games when they need to. This ain't your same old Texas A&M folks. And hey, shout out to what um, Mike Elko was doing. New contract that Mike Elko has now. So so yeah, shout out to him for doing work and making sure that he can secure the bag and not lose this team, because man, we were gonna start, had they lost this game and we had known that, we would have been saying a lot different about Mike Elko getting a big contract extension and losing against South Carolina. But man, they definitely found a way, and I'm definitely I was definitely pleased with what I saw over the weekend from the Aggies.
Yeah, like you said, this is not your same old Texas A&M. Battled back, persevered. Marcel Reed he was discombobulated, flustered that first half, throwing the ball backwards, and, throwing interceptions, had a couple interceptions. And, I mean, just giving points to South Carolina. South Carolina's defense coming up big and scoring a TD. It was just ugly, Kory. I was like, what is this? Then he settled in, and we've talked a lot about Mario Craver, KC Concepcion, but Ashton Bethel Roman, that boy got some wheels. He was big time. He's the one that stepped up and had just chunk play after chunk play, big time, long catches, a career game for him. Um, he was the X factor in this one. And if A&M is going to be a team that contends for a championship, they're going to have to learn from this game. I think this could be a game where we see that A&M was exposed. We'll look back and be like, this was the game that exposed A&M. A&M isn't everything their record would tell you they are. But the positive, if you're going to learn something from this game, you have learned that you got the athletes. You really got guys to get you out of some situations. Like the running backs and receivers that A&M has, Kory, they have athletes. It's just a matter of, can Marcel Reed take care of the ball and make the play, the right play. You got guys. You don't have to just force it. You don't have to make a play, Marcel. You have the guys just make the right read. If the deep ball's there, take it, but just make the right play. And I think things can work itself out for you. But Marcel Reed kind of worries me, Kory. As great of a season he's had, I think he could be the guy that kind of holds his team back. I don't know.
Yeah, and let's talk about Marcel Reed real quick, just because. Yeah, I think as good as Marcel has been this season, he has also had his stumbles, um, with taking care of the football, with his decision making at times, and we've seen it as it's just a little bit in his nature. It's a little bit of his character, but I mean, I'd be remiss if we, didn't also talk about his resiliency. Most quarterbacks, I think, in a situation that he's in, would probably fold under pressure, of course. And him being the quarterback of Texas A&M, how many times have we seen quarterbacks at A&M fold under pressure in big games? We've seen it all the time. It's just par for the course. But Marcel, he's definitely a different cat out there at the quarterback position for A&M. Just him finding ways to overcome all of those mistakes, it has been vital for him and this team all season, Chris. I mean, me and you could probably agree they could have lost a couple games this year. They could have lost Notre Dame. They could have lost Arkansas. People forget that game. They had won that game by like two or three
I was thinking
points.
I think it was 3 points, 47-44. If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, that game was close. Arkansas just couldn't play defense to save their life. Um, so yeah, and this one, they're like this could have been we could be talking about a whole different Texas A&M team, Chris, had they lost this game. It would have been the biggest upset this season. And we haven't really had like a huge um upset technically this season. So um yeah, I'm just surprised that he's not just him, but just the A&M team in general is finding these ways to get out of these situations, especially like late in the season, because they've heard so much about how great they are. It's very easy to overlook a lot of your opponents and come out stumbling. So shout out to Marcel Reed. Shout out to Mike Elko for getting this team to be motivated to finish this game the right way, because it could have definitely went off the rails throughout the whole game, and it almost did, but they found a way.
Yeah, it did get a little chaotic there, but they pulled through. But then on the other side of the coin, the flip side of the coin, Kory, South Carolina, just a devastating loss, man. You can't lose this game. You
No,
can't lose this game. Shane Beamer, what are you doing?
no,
You can't. Your team can't hold leads. I mean, this has been a staple of the Beamer era, Kory.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
You had Alabama dead to rights. You had this team dead to rights. You had
mm-hmm.
Alabama dead to rights 2 years in a row. LSU dead to rights last year. I mean, you win a couple of these games. We're talking about you possibly in the playoff last year, and a team that's solid. Definitely a bowl team this year. A couple of those games, are in differently. So I don't know, man. I think this his time in Columbia is going to be coming to an end soon, Kory. Especially when you look at how the team lost this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, man, it's tough, man. Like I picked South Carolina in the preseason, Chris, to be the talk of the town in the 12-team playoff. I thought that this team was a playoff team, and they have not been that this season. They are the SEC's most disappointing team this season by far. And yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, look, you can look at this game. I will say this, Chris. You can look at this game and say, man, they should have let go of Shula weeks ago, because if they started out hot the way that they did in the first half, that's all I need to know, that things needed to be put in place before they eventually did. But I still have questions on how do you score 30 points in the first half and you don't score any more points in the second half. And look, that's just attested to what they've done in the offseason, or what they did in the offseason with Lenore Sellers. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Lenore Sellers has regressed in a way that I wasn't hoping for him to regress. We were looking at Lenore's to be probably one of those dark horse Heisman contenders, and he's gotten sacked tons of times. He's the most sacked quarterback in FBS. He throws very pedestrian throws at times, and we know what he can be with really good coaching, and that's unfortunate to see. So I don't know. I don't know, South Carolina fans. This was a season that you are hoping to be planning out trips for potential CFP berth, or at worst you're probably gonna get to a nice Citrus Bowl, and go from there. But you saw the trajectory moving forward with the program, and you have not seen that this season. So yeah, I feel bad for Gamecock fans out there, because they were definitely looking for a better season than this.
Yeah, it's tough for them, especially that's a loyal fan base, a bunch that takes a lot of pride in their squad. You know, Williams Bryce, one of the toughest places to play at in the nation for a reason. Those Gamecock fans, boy, they don't play about their cocks. So it is unfortunate how things have panned out this season, but you know, that's college football for you, man. You never know. Windows close quickly, and you might have been in your window to win and didn't know it. You thinking, oh, okay, we surprised this year. We'll take that leap next year. When in reality, your window was that year. And we'll see how. I'm sure there's other teams where this could possibly be the case. I mean, we don't want this to be Kory, but this could be the case for Mississippi State next year. We don't want it to be. We don't suspect it to be. Mississippi State could easily be a 9-3 team right now, or a team that could be in the season like 9-3 or 8-4, and they might not be bowl eligible. So I mean, it's how things play out. Just a couple plays here and there, and it really does make a difference with some schools in winning 5 games or 8 games or 9 games.
It does. It does. And look, that's the margin of error now that teams have in the SEC and just in college football in general. You don't want to be too far behind, because as soon as you get far behind, someone's going to take your place and move up the ladder. Look at Vanderbilt this season. So yeah,
take your place and take your players.
they'll do both at the same damn time. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Chris. So yeah, man, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate what South Carolina has become this season, but hey, I guess somebody gotta be at the bottom of the totem pole in the conference.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
So yeah, man. But we have another person in the chat, Donnie Peddle. We appreciate you, sir, being on
Shout out to Donnie.
being on the show. Shane, he said Shane Beamer. I have to be a little bit more of the explicit side, but I'll go ahead and say it. Shane Beamer corny ass was saying, I mean, we're not surprised. When going into halftime, then he got built to ass. You absolutely right, Dunny. I don't know what Shane Beamer was coming from with that. Like, look, it's just a rough day in general. First, you had the state trooper, bumping in the harbor for no reason, and then you lose the whole lead in College Station. It's just a whirlwind of just unfortunate events.
Yeah. If you're gonna be talking greasy like that, man, you gotta get the dub. You gotta get the dub.
How great would they had got the dub after hearing that the state trooper in Texas couldn't go to any more College Station games. Like how fit that would have been. That would have been great. Like, hey,
that would have been great.
we got the last laugh at the end of the day.
Now he go home, and you going home too with an L. So, tough, man. Tough.
Oh man.